you know, not everything can be a W. Sometimes you gotta have a few L's. Hey, what's up? It's Dynasty on this Saturday afternoon, giving guys a bunch of news in regards to the Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection. Obviously, it seems like every single day we got new information about the collection, and today's no different. Sadly, a lot of this information is, it's bad news. I say it because it's true. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I guess someone's got to carry the title. A lot of this information is actually coming from the Rexer show there on the ground floor at EVO yesterday, late last night. He posted a video interviewing one of the employees at Digital Eclipse. I'm going to have the full interview linked down below. In this video, doing a breakdown of pretty much everything I think of notes worth talking about. That's not to say you shouldn't check out the full interview though, because again, just to be focusing in on a lot of the things I think are definitely worth mentioning. It's a great interview. Go show Rexer some love. Again, link in the description. I'm going to give you guys pretty much like the layman's summarized version of the information in this video. We're talking about, well, for starters, it seems like you're going to get a digital launch before the physical launch, which is what I've been saying over the past 24 hours. It seems like the September 30th date is legit, and then for the physicals, they'll probably be dropping in December. Now, in regards to Crossplay is probably not going to be there at launch, but it's something that they're going to be working to get done after launch. As for things like, you know, like the online lobby aspects, something that we've been begging them in recent games like Mortal Kombat 1, though it's not been entirely shot down, it kind of seems like if they're going to be there, again, they're probably not going to be there at launch, which is kind of depressing. In regards to the PS2 era games, 3D era games, yeah. Just like Stephen Frost was kind of alluding to a few weeks ago in his interview with Fate, seems like they're probably not going to be featured in this collection. Now, again, gonna talk more about this stuff in depth. Before I do, you guys know the drill by now. It takes you a second. Drop a like on the video. My bad for just showing the Trilogy trailer on repeat in the background. It's the newest thing we got. A lot of you guys begged and begged and begged for Trilogy, so guess what? You gotta look at it now. Or you could open another tab. I'm kidding. So, without further ado, let me try my best to give you guys all the news from, again, EVO over the last 24 hours. Now, kicking things off, the digital release being a thing that happens first. Now, again, straight up, was asked in this interview that I'm citing from the description, courtesy of Rexer. I'm pretty sure he mentions, like, yo, September 30th, and he kind of, like, giggles, and goes on to reiterate that the September release date isn't out of the question, that we should find out very soon. For now, though, fall 2025, for better or worse, guys. It really does seem like if you're ordering physical from Atari, Limited Run, even GameStop, the physicals are dropping in December, and it really does seem like September 30th is digitally. Again, not official, but this interview made it seem like that's probably the case, which kind of breaks my heart because I don't want to buy the game digital if I'm going to be buying it for 4 consoles physically. Like, I hate this. It's the worst thing in gaming going on right now. The whole digital before physical, I hate it. I hate it so much, and it sucks that this is more than likely going to be the case. Now, keeping up with all the bad news that can be extracted from this interview, in particular, Crossplay. Yeah, clear-cut confirmation. Crossplay is not going to be there at launch, which is a bummer because going back to recently, Mortal Kombat 1, I think it took almost a year to get Crossplay in MK1. It sucks that, again, another Mortal Kombat's coming out, and it's not going to have Crossplay from the jump. Now, this is the more or less actual quote. We're probably not going to have it at launch, mainly because there's a lot of certification stuff that you have to do with platforms to get that done. It is something that we definitely want to do. Like, it is very high on our list because it fits our profile, what we're trying to do with our game, which is try to get you connected with your friends as easy as possible, no matter what they're on, and enjoy this game the way you used to enjoy it. I would say not at launch, but it is like literally the next thing on our list that we want to try to look into on getting ready to go, and that really is just us doing the work on getting it through platforms. So it could be worse. they do sound kind of confident in this being something that's sooner rather than later. It's just unfortunate. Ultimately, it is, yeah, man. So let your friends know to buy it on the same console that you're playing on, because God forbid something drastically bad happens and they just never implement this. That would be heartbreaking. So yeah, there's your update. Seems like digital first. Seems like no crossplay at launch. It was confirmed that most of your fight sticks should be working with the Legacy Collection, which is a big thumbs up. Now, in regards to like the online matchmaking aspect, apparently they're currently working on, I guess you could say, like a filter similar to Mortal Kombat 1, where you can select if you want to fight against people who are wired only, so you can make sure the Wi-Fi does not give you a hard time when playing online. I believe they also reiterated they're going to try to show connection strength as well. You'll be able to select location, which makes me think that they're probably going to have like server regions you can select, like you see in a lot of games 2025. So again, I'm assuming most of that stuff is gonna be at launch or maybe right after launch, along with, again, crossplay. Maybe they're gonna have like a whole patch update in regards to the online that gives you all this stuff. I'm just glad that they're aware it's something that's in demand from the player base. Now, when it comes to the PlayStation 2 games, again, it's not gonna happen, guys. I keep saying it, and some of y'all just don't want to drop it. Not yet. He didn't shoot down the idea of this having DLC. He actually, like, referenced the previous Digital Eclipse Atari games where they've had lengthy DLC over time. But ultimately, it depends on the success of this Legacy Collection. Again, just reiterating what Stephen Frost said a couple weeks ago. So ultimately, I think they want to do all that. But right now, if they did all of that, it would be way, way, way too much work. He actually kind of goes in depth and talks about how it would really take a lot for them to actually emulate those PlayStation 2 games, Xbox games, GameCube games. So it really didn't seem likely. But again, he kept saying, like, never say never. Keep asking for it. Y'all got to keep asking for it. You got the Legacy Collection because y'all kept asking for it. So I guess we just got to keep complaining. We gotta keep complaining and let WB know that to license the print money if they give us all those games. Deadly Alliance, Deception, Armageddon, Shaolin Monks 2. Crossing my fingers this is a success and that gets confirmed in the next year and a half, 2 years maybe? That would be nice. I think the direct quote is, that is just not gonna happen at this point. Yeah, that's it's kind of heartbreaking when you hear that, so take that for what you will. Now, they cannot announce online lobbies and rooms yet, and this is the more or less actual quote. So what I'll say is that we can't announce it just yet. We're working through the details, and we're still trying to figure out exactly what we can and can't do. But I can give you the vibe of what we're trying to approach. Realistically, we looked at this era, and we're trying to stay very true to that arcade era. And we know that's really important, is getting friends sitting around the TV, having a bunch of people standing at an arcade machine. We really want to do lobbies where we want to do them very accurate and like appropriate for these times, so that we're paying proper homage to what these games are. And so that is kind of like the basis of what we're targeting. You could kind of take whatever you want from that, but that's kind of like our guide point for what we're trying to accomplish. That's, again, the quote when asked directly about online rooms, online lobbies. That makes me think that maybe we could hopefully one day have something, I don't know, kind of like Grand Blue where you walk around, or like Street Fighter where you walk around, maybe a little avatar, you go up to like the arcade machine and you got next, you can put your quarter on top or something. That would be super cool. That would be next level. Again, wishful thinking. It could just be a basic-ass lobby, and that would be more than enough for me, given that Mortal Kombat 1 legit has no lobbies. Mortal Kombat 2011 has lobbies. Mortal Kombat 1 does. So if they just replicate straight up my gamer tag, a title, a combat card icon, I can sit there for like 32 people, that would be perfect. That's all they have to do. Yeah, it would be nice to have some crazy aspect like we were talking about like a minute ago, but at this point, bro, no crossplay, no rooms. I'll take the bare minimum if it means we get those features. But guys, that's essentially all I got for y'all today. from all accounts, from like Headlocked Gaming and people there in attendance as well, like Trilogy is playing really nice. I'm kind of disappointed that we didn't get to see the actual like Shang Tsung, you know, more of out the loading aspect. That's like the one main big improvement for Trilogy that recently got announced. That and like the load times are almost, I guess, gone. I wish I could actually see like proper gameplay of that. I still haven't, but from like the actual people there in attendance in terms of like actual gameplay, everyone's saying that it's playing really smooth, which is all we've really been asking for. So it is bittersweet that a lot of these like online elements to this don't exist yet, but I'm just glad that Digital Eclipse is communicating, being transparent, being open and honest, and just paying attention to feedback from the community. That's something that was missing all throughout Mortal Kombat 1's life cycle in so many different aspects and avenues. So I am just relieved that though this is bad news, it's being addressed directly. Stephen Frost and the guys at Digital Eclipse, I think, have our best interest. So I'm going to let them cook. I'm going to let them cook. And I think that maybe in 6 months post-launch, this game could be in a really good state. So guys, that's all I got for y'all today. Again, a massive shout out to everybody sharing the information there, in particular the Rexer show. I strongly suggest checking out the full interview because there's a lot of information I didn't even talk about here in this video. I'll have that again linked down below. If you enjoyed, drop a like on it. Subscribe to more MK Legacy Collection content like this on the channel. So next time, been your host, been Dynasty. Guys, please stay care, stay safe. My bad for the Trilogy spam in the background. Love you guys. Have a good rest of your weekend. Peace.
Living on it, crack.